It's not Quavo. It's something Vo like.
Coming straight from
Young Vo or Lil Vo, whatever the dude's name is. But yeah.
Sean Paul.
They dude, them boys had that fucking what's that shit that they had that I liked that had Big Boy on it. I know you're waiting for daddy. It won't be long, shawty. You get your kids are coming for you.
85.
85. Riding dirty down 85. Slow, taking it easy.
They killed that. But there's also another song on this was on their album, right?
Yeah. This is their song.
What's the song they was on Lil Jon shit though? Cause he kills that verse too.
There is another. I forget what it's called.
For back in the day.
Dude, he got signed to Yellow Wolf for a little while. I don't know. I never heard no music out of it, but he got signed as American for a little while. Dude, just Sean Paul.
Dude, that's crazy because I've never really thought of that comparison, but Yellow Wolf when he's rapping, he sounds like that. Not like he's got a different cadence, but
yeah.
Sipping on something good, you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. So I bet Yellow Wolf was a fan of him too. Yeah, dude, that's all I'm trying to say.
That dude had his run, dude.
Did you check out that Scott Storch podcast?
Yes, I did. I got some thoughts, some good thoughts and bad thoughts. Yeah,
for sure. But there was a part of it where like when he was talking about getting a FaceTime, he was like, you remember that part? Keep going. They was talking, what were they talking about? Either way, they were, he was like, I got a FaceTime. Oh, that's what they were talking about. People going into the studio, like Scott Storch, like he's like, a lot of these people, because they were talking about passion and music and shit like that, and he was like, a lot of artists, like, you could tell when an artist really loves the music because they're like, yo, let's get together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'll be in Florida this time, instead of like, yo, send me some beats. You know what I'm saying? He's like, either way, but you could tell. Yeah. And he was like, for instance, I got a FaceTime the other day, and he was like, I'm fucking, like, well, who's this? And I see it's J. Cole. And he's like, I got to answer this. So he answers it, and J. Cole's like, all right, man, I finally found how we can, like, get this Scott Storch experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be there. Like, so I'll be in Florida this week. I'm flying in, like, can you make that happen? Like, so we can sit down and fucking make some shit. And I'm like, that shit had me pumped, bro. Storch and Cole. That was my favorite part of the fucking interview. But what was you saying?
Well,
like, what was your pros and cons?
My good thoughts was like, I liked when he was like, he said the Russian dude was like, you're not playing the piano. You're fucking that piano.
Yeah,
like, you were just like, it's a natural thing for you to just fuck that piano.
You're fucking the piano.
You're fucking those keys.
You're fucking those pianos.
But what I didn't like is I noticed he's a little bit of a fucking like egomaniac. Like, he likes to suck his own dick a little bit.
So I have a theory about this. All right, I have a theory about this. I feel like people like him, because I've heard this said about, for instance, who was it, like last week or something, was saying that's how they felt about Zach Bryan. Yeah, Dalton. We were talking about Zach Bryan. And then who else?
That dude's a definitely self-dick sucker.
Well, I don't want to put Zach Bryan in there, but just solely based on my theory with like Scott Storch is like he was the ultimate. He went to the depths of everything with the party and being $200 million in the bank. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the richest people in the world kind of shit. Top 100 or 200 people in the world is what it seemed like. You know? Like, I mean, 250 million.
That ain't nothing you shake a stick at.
Yeah. So either way, I just think people like that, like, I don't think they're like trying to be egotistical in this. They're just like, they don't. How
do you tell people what you've done without sounding like you're doing it? That was my thought on it, but I was just like, yeah, he's definitely proud of himself.
But also like when you're a person like that, you don't remember how to really like. What am I trying to say? Like when you're being a dick, but you're really not. You know what I'm saying? Like your whole world and reality is different, and so like and I feel like you think about it and you're like, if I act this way, then I'm going to seem like I'm fronting. If I act this, you know, like, you're not under so much scrutiny that you're like, I have to, like, this is the easiest way to act, is I guess what I'm saying. It's just like, don't be too much. Like, you can't be too much of a bitch, but you can't be too much of a fucking egomaniac. You can't be. I guess that's what I'm saying.
What disappointed me about the episode? Did you watch it, Jeffrey?
I used to check that shit out.
What disappointed me about it was like, it's like 1 minute in, he was playing the keys. I was like, oh yes,
yeah, they should have went off on that.
Dude. He's
agree.
about to go ham.
I agree.
And he didn't. He played it. He played the Still Dre beat, whatever, and then he went on. And then at the very end, he was like, oh, play my one single by this one girl, which the song was dope. But I remember there was a time whenever Everlast went on Joe Rogan. Did you ever listen to that episode? I think he's been on there like twice.
I don't think I listened.
But he was on there one time and he brought his acoustic guitar and he just went for like a solid 15 minutes of just like, oh, check this song out. Yeah. And he fucking went on. I was like,
well, I'll be honest. Like, I got on Joe Rogan, 4 or 5 years? You've been on him a lot longer than that.
Time ago.
Dude,
you know who used to show up?
I wasn't even really on podcasting like that. Like, I had a couple that I fucked with. I was, honestly, this is going to sound super fucking old guy shit, but I'm a talk radio guy.
Sure. Howard Stern.
No, just what? Like completely fucking like whatever's on the radio.
So like what was the dude's name that died? What was his name?
You know what I'm saying?
Rush Limbaugh?
Him, fucking Bubba the Love Sponge. I was on that shit for a while, but it got fucking whack. Bob and Tom used to be okay until they started putting patching in all the laughing, like on every little clip and shit. And I'm like,
they're old comic funny, like
but old. Come on, don't patch in the shit, man. Like y'all need to sit down. Like it's totally like they sit in a studio that's not even recorded, and they're like making these skits, and then they, it's not like organic, and that's what's funny. What it used to be organic. What
I liked about Bob and Tom, are they still a thing? Do they still?
They're still on.
Okay, somebody.
No. The other guys. Is it Bob and Tom?
Bob and Tom used to be like Bob and Tom. There's a
but they're on like
John and Billy Bob or some shit. There's like another.
That's
group.
What I was. But
Bob and Tom used to be dope because they would bring in like comics and have like because like what we do, we just sit here and talk shit. Like there's nothing scripted about it. We might talk about like, hey, let's hit on these topics or whatever. But like their shit is more produced to where they're like, okay, let's make sure like. Our comic today, let's say Chris Porter. I don't know if you know who Chris Porter is, but he's a comic. But he's like, oh, let's make sure that he has 15 minutes to riff. And then he'll be like, okay, I'll give you 15 minutes. And then he'll fucking go into like bits and do his thing. Rogan's cool because, you get to see like how the sausage is made with the comedians. The behind the scenes shit, which I appreciate. I know you got your thoughts on it or whatever. But a show like Bob and Tom is set up to almost be like a Tonight Show. Like a Tonight Show, you know how sometimes
it's old school.
Was like Jay Leno, like they give them like 10 minutes to literally stand there and do a monologue and just talk their shit. That's kind of how they're set.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's how I was. Like I'm like up until probably like 5-6 years ago. Then podcast been around a lot longer. Yeah. But honestly, what I got introduced to podcasts on was crime, murder mystery. Like I was a crime junkie like 7-8 years ago. Whenever they first started, and like a couple years before that, I was on like. Before that, I was on some crime shit. Anyways, I like the fucking radio shit. Like that's what I always listen to in the mornings because I don't see how like you ride like back in the day I used to be like this. I would
first
fucking
thing in the morning,
dump,
turn
just
it
boom,
up, dude.
boom,
Let's
like
ride.
all that shit. And I'm sure that's how Jeffrey gets down now too.
I do that shit on Fridays.
Or you ride? How you ride? Quiet or you ride in the morning? When you go to work tomorrow morning or whatever.
92.5.
No, but are you blaring music or you just kind of chilling, listening to
just warming up?
See what I'm saying? Well, I'll be pulling up like heavy metal gets me. Me and Raven were riding somewhere.
On the way home though, I'm like,
yeah, for sure. There's times when when I know there's not going to be super duper traffic, when I know I'm gonna be able to skate, then I'll throw on some music. But if I already know there's traffic, dog, I'm like. Yeah, I'm not. I can't be listening to some riding ass music, dog, and not riding.
Fridays are usually my let's turn it up. Like let's get it.
And you getting off early. There ain't a lot of fucking cars out there. You could swerve.
Any other day, it's definitely podcast. And the first podcast that I ever listened to, whenever I was like, because at the time when I got into them, they were like 5 years old at the time. Like there weren't that many of them. Yeah. But I was like going through. I was like, man, because I worked in machine heavy machine operations, so I would just be in a machine all day. We had Bluetooth, we had radio shit, and I was like, fucking get tired of listening to commercials on the radio. Spotify wasn't really popping like that. I just got tired of commercials. I was like, and I listen to a lot of talk radio. I guess that's what we do when we get old. What are you gonna do? So the first one I listened to was Brilliant Idiots. just looked on my iPhone. I was like, oh shit, there's a podcast name. Let me see what's in there. And it was like top 10. I was like, this one looks funny.
Yeah.
I had dude, up until this point, I didn't realize that Charlamagne was from here, that he was on Z93 before, like, he's who he is. And then I started listening to it, I was like, man, I really fucking like this dude. And not only do I like him, I like Schultz. Yeah. Schultz was always funny.
Yeah.
Like, he was just a trip. And then I started, like, backtracking and seeing, like, oh, they were on Guy Code, and they've been on MTV, and they've been involved in all this shit behind the scenes. And he's from South Carolina, Mom's Corner, he's always saying it.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, what else is there? Because I've listened to every single Brilliant Idiots podcast they've ever had, because I started like 2 years after they put out content. I had to go back because I had all the fucking time in the world. I was just sitting on a piece of machinery for like 10 hours a day. I would just go back and just listen to the shit back to back to back to back to back, and I'd catch up on all that shit. And then once I ran out of that, I was like, well, let's get into this fucking who else is popping? Crime shit. I listened to some crime shit.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
A bunch of
I fuck with it.
What was the dude's name? There was a dude named Pete, something Premium Pete, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He was straight Guido from New York. Always
well, see, that's what I love about podcasting is like music. I love music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always loved music, still love music. But what's cool about podcasting to me is like it's like you can go your own. It's like pick your own adventure kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you and I, we might listen to a couple podcasts. Like if it's a Venn diagram, like our podcasts are here. And then you have like this whole circle of shit you listen to that I don't listen to, and I listen to that you don't listen to, because you literally don't have enough time to listen to every podcast. So especially you kind of got
Joe Rogan's episodes are 4 hours long. And
that's what I'm saying. Is like so you kind of like pick certain things, whereas music you can listen to. I mean, a song is fucking 2-3 minutes nowadays. I mean, they ain't even 3 minutes no more. Songs are short as shit.
Kendrick's album was 44 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. So like a song, you could listen to a fucking song and.
Yeah, I listened to his whole album on the way to work.
You could listen to 20, 30 songs a day if you wanted to. Probably more.
I mean, most songs are like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You could listen to a fucking 100 songs or one podcast.
I bet you if you pull out any album right now in the past 5 years, they probably maybe have 1 or 2 4-minute songs. The songs are mad short these days. Them shit are like 2.5 minutes, dude.
It's unless you're talking about rock. Like rock
is... Well, yeah, rock. But I'm talking about rap. Like, it's very...
Rap and pop... And well, pop has a little bit longer songs, but rap is like average.
Rap is intro,
I guarantee
verse,
you the
chorus.
Average right now is
2.5 minutes. I'll say 2.5.
2.5.
They're not long at all, especially if they're solo songs. If there's no features on it, fucking 2 verses.
Yeah, and even if there is a feature, they just let somebody go first with no hook. They just chop the first hook off. You know what I'm saying? They're like, no, we can't start with a hook, because then it'll be 3 minutes.
Like there was a time where like rap, like 50 Cent. I remember.
That's the machine, though, bro. We always talk about the machine, not to cut you off, but that's the machine. Like, it's not because people don't want to make longer songs and shit.
No, they know.
They're like,
attention span,
man, 10 seconds. Like, we need a good 10 seconds. Like, what's your catchy 10 seconds? And then the song needs to be like 2 minutes, because everybody's just going to want to hear that fucking hook again.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's easy to remember.
Yeah, give me a 30-second hook.
They want something familiar.
30-second hook,
quick.
30-second verse,
you don't
30-second hook.
You don't got much time. Well, 50, and not even just 50 Cent, but like, I want all of Shady. Like, the whole Shady and Dr. Dre, like, they had a formula of like, there's going to be a bridge.
Yeah.
Like, you don't never hear rap songs with a bridge in it anymore. 50 Cent knew how to make hits. He was like, man, fuck, lyrics, yeah, cool, whatever. But I know how to make a structured song that keeps the club moving. That keeps the dance floor popping.
Right.
Nobody puts a bridge in their shit no more.
Yeah, bridges are the shit, dude. It's how you get from A to B, bro. You want to be on A the whole time?
That's
you got to get
make,
to B.
That's how you make a complete song.
Yeah.
But speaking about all these albums and shit.
Wait, because I don't want to weave. I'm going to weave.
No weave.
But
I do the weave.
But all the way back, because we're going to wrap up this shit, I guess, but after you make your point. But I want to say, just off that Scott Storch shit, to bring it all the way back, that fucking... You were talking about listening, because we were talking about podcasts, all that bullshit. So you were talking about listening to that podcast. You're like, I wish he would have played the keys and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You should have went on the Michael adventure, because I like every time he brought up a song, I had like my Apple Music with up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like they would talk about a song, and I'd be like, damn, let me hear that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I listened to Big Egos. Like I went to that, and then that sent me down a rabbit hole where I was just looking at credits on 2001, which. I knew this, but at the same time, you just forget. Like this dude.
Was that his prime? 2001? I thought it was like later than that.
Storch?
Yeah.
No, that's how he got started. He played Big Egos. He played fucking Still
Got
Dre.
a big ego.
No, fuck no.
What song are you talking about?
Dr. Dre's Big Egos.
Dr. Dre's
And the
Big Ego.
Lexus Rollers and the Amerigo.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's for them crackers with big egos. Yeah, that shit. He played that shit. He played like he was on keys on like 10 of those songs.
Yeah, he said he was involved with his shit for a long time, for a while, on
Yeah.
the Dre's camp.
And he did a lot of shit before that, but
I remember him just being like with a bunch of DJ Khaled songs. Like he was always in, because he moved to Miami.
yeah,
He's in Miami. He was wrapped up with Khaled and Fat Joe and Lil Wayne.
yeah, he did Make It Rain, I think, and he
He's-
definitely did Candy Shop.
Candy Shop. You see, I gave a lot of credit to Dre whenever that song, that Still Dre shit came out. I was like, oh man, Dre's the shit. I didn't realize like it wasn't all Dre, but Scott Storch was like the keys.
Yeah,
So basically, that's what it is. He comes in there. He's not necessarily great at making all these beats, but when it comes to them keys, yeah, he got the riff. Like just let him take that shit. Just like Drake used to be Captain Hook. Like put Drake on the hook. Like he's got that part.
yeah. See, Dr. Dre, you know, he's a producer, but he's a composer, really. You know what I'm saying? Like he just takes whatever, like.
Yeah.
Scott Storch played some nasty shit, but he didn't play those drums. He didn't play
Yeah.
those. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know if somebody else did. There's a lot of writers on that fucking album, but
Yeah. But the Kendrick album was not impressive. Did you listen to it yet?
yeah.
I was. Everybody was like, Kendrick just dropped his surprise album and shit. You know what it sounded like to me? And I only listened to it one time through because that's really all I really had the attention span for. It sounded like to me like he just stayed with, I guess, is it Mustard that made that fucking Not Like Us beat?
Yeah. Mustard did a lot of them.
So
beats.
he was pretty much just like, oh, we got a bunch of leftover from those sessions. Let's make an album out of it.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
a
mean,
lot
I've
of the
heard people say it's just a mixtape. He's going to drop an album. That would make more sense to me, but
So I found
should've
myself
marketed it that way.
found myself being kind of a hypocrite because everybody clowned Eminem whenever he came out with Relapse, and they were like, "Oh, the fucking voices and the accents and the weird shit that he was doing." But I was like, "Yeah, but he is for sure," and it gets a little annoying. But the motherfucker's dropping like bars in that shit, like he's
Yeah.
kicking some shit. But when Kendrick came out with this shit that just came out, it sounded like he was just like he had cotton ball, like Marlon Brando, like the whole album was him just sounding like he had shit in his mouth.
yeah.
And I was just like, I don't understand. Like, dude, I had to turn my subwoofers off and like turn the volume up, like adjust my shit to hear his fucking voice to hear the bars, because I was like, why is he doing that? It just sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't know
And
why
it
he
just
chooses
wasn't.
all
It
that.
just wasn't entertaining. There was the only song that I did. There were two songs I liked on it. It was the song Luther that had SZA on it.
Yeah.
First off, SZA is just that girl's fucking incredible.
Yeah, killed it.
But the song Reincarnated, I liked it. Yeah, I know everybody. That's the troublesome like kind of remake,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
knockoff, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it was probably one of the better songs on the album, in my opinion. It actually told a story and was
Yeah.
actually, like had a little bit of
yeah.
substance to it.
Yeah. I mean, I like that he was he paid homage to a couple great tracks to me, like cuz what was the other one I was saying? I told
Mic.
you One Mic, like, and
I
so
did not like that song.
no, I didn't like it, but not to like I don't know if Kendrick thinks this way or not, but everybody's gonna make it seem like he thinks this way, and I haven't heard nobody say this yet, but it's crazy that like he started the album and saying like Nas was the only one that congratulated him for blah 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 for the Super Bowl and shit, and then like I think it's like in the second song the One Mic type shit, or is it
it's
later?
like number 4, I think.
Is it number 4?
It might be.
But I don't know. I'm just wondering if like it ties into that. Like Nas looked out, and so like he's paying an homage to Nas with that One Mic song. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the only cat that came out, and then he's doing like an homage to Tupac with the troublesome sounding song, in a sense of like, you know, motherfuckers all wanted to come at you, hate you, and you had to fucking dumb out. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of my favorite Tupac songs.
It is, and like I feel kind of like at first I thought Kendrick was just this what I don't. So these are things that I do like about the album is I feel like he just embraced his kind of villain role.
Yeah, his position in life right now. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, on the flip side of it, I feel like it's very Eminem-ish of him. I feel like he is literally like, I don't know. To me, like if you ask me who Kendrick reminds me the most of, is Eminem. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like
good argument.
He doesn't have like the crazy double entendres like that you can figure out, but I think he does it in a more like the art of it, like the way the songs.
I think he goes too deep, and that's why people. I do too. Oh, you didn't see what he was doing with this. Right. And that. I was like, no,
I agree,
and I listen to rap like that.
I agree. He goes too deep with it, but I just feel like he's in that. Him and Eminem like do that same kind of thing where there's like, I guess Kendrick goes more for the art of like how you present it and what it means and how the songs are titled and go together and like. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's thinking about it on some, I was like, what we watching? Either way, I don't know. I like the album, but I didn't like the album in the same time. Like, I feel like I always hate, but I wish
I could say I did, but you and I have talked about this before. I've never really been a huge Kendrick fan. I've never checked for his shit. And for this album to come out and be what it was, I was like, dude, you had some real momentum going with that Drake shit. I personally, I mean, say what you want. I don't think that he won the Drake battle, and it's not really that important to even talk about anymore. I don't think he did good. I think he did well in the battle, but I don't think like he necessarily quote unquote won.
Yeah.
But being that he had a lot of steam just being in that whole situation, he could have did better.
Well, it's like I told you last week, which is funny because I saw a podcast after we did our podcast. I saw a podcast like yesterday, or the day before, a clip from it on like TikTok or some shit. I saw a clip, and when I was saying that in the court of public opinion is what matters, because dude brought up the Jay-Z and Nas diss tracks, and dude was like, my opinion's always been that Jay-Z won, right? But everyone's the public opinion, the general consensus is that
it was the Ether.
Yeah, Ether was better and hurt. You know what I'm saying? And like I was like, thank you, dude. That's what I just fucking said. Is like, no matter who I think won, like it's like if it goes to the judge's scorecard with boxers, it's like. Last week, the girl with the Jake Paul shit, you know what I'm saying? That girl that everybody said got robbed or whatever. Like, at the end of she did, but at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's a little different, but if the crowd all fucking, I don't know. I'm just saying, it's just like, just because I think somebody should have won doesn't mean that the judges.
Sure.
We're all judges.
Yeah, sure.
Is what it boils down to.
What it really boils down
we're
to
all
is
judges.
I didn't lose a wink of sleep behind that shit.
Nah, me neither.
It was cool, but honestly, and it will definitely go down. Maybe we've said this before, but it will definitely go down as one of those historical moments in hip hop. But in my opinion, it went on way too fucking long.
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Nas. Jay-Z said a couple words in a verse about Nas. Nas made an entire song about it. Jay-Z might have hit back at a little bits and pieces there. Nas bits and pieces there, and that was it. That was it. That was the end of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, them boys made like 9 songs a piece about each other. It's like, dude, y'all might as well have just got together and made a fucking album.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just.
You heard Drake's like suing his label and all kind of shit.
So I just heard that today.
Yeah.
So what does that say about any of this shit?
I don't really know, man.
Do you know what he's suing for?
It's like a fucking soap opera, like you said. Like, R. Kelly has already proven that we're still listening to any fucking. It doesn't matter what you did. If you have a classic, we're listening to it, and that's like I don't even know why we. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you put on "Step in the Name of Love," and you ain't holding these alligators down, dog. I'm gonna cut a rug in this.
Yeah,
bitch.
We cutting a rug.
I don't give a fuck how many girls he pissed off.
I believe.
You play "I Believe." They played that shit in fucking every venue in the country.
Yeah.
That was the biggest song.
If you grew up in the 90s, you grew up in the 90s, you watched Space Jam, and if you ever even held a basketball,
you know what I'm saying?
Sat there.
Dude, they played that song at graduations, at kindergarten graduations,
bruh, you know
at
what I'm saying?
church, at fucking weddings. Like, that song was that was like the biggest song. What year Jeffrey, can you look up what year that song came out? I think it was 94.
And then like Michael Jackson came out with one of the hardest hits in the 90s that R. Kelly wrote.
Was it the Free Willy joint?
You're
not alone? Okay. I think the Free Willy joint was bigger than that.
That's R. Kelly too? Wrote that for Michael Jackson?
I don't think he wrote that, no. But I know
I was saying it's one of the biggest of the 90s. You Are Not Alone?
Sure.
And it was written by R. Kelly. That's late 90s
had Priscilla
too.
Presley in the video. Remember that?
That might be 2000.
No.
96.
96?
96?
You Were Not Alone?
Come up. I Believe I Can Fly.
I Believe I Can Fly is 96? That makes sense. You Were Not Alone, I'm going to say is 98.
Ignition, come on, dude. The remix.
Dude. Put on that girl, you want to come to my hotel. Dude, R. Kelly's got fucking banger after banger.
Hey, never mind. Fuck R. Kelly.
Nah, dude, R. Kelly. Free R. Kelly, dog. We need some more music.
No, don't do that.
You hear the boys talking about R. Kelly and...
yo.
95.
Yo.
What year? Say what now?
95. Not alone.
95.
Oh, shit. Damn, I thought it was later than that. You were not alone.
Some bops.
Damn. So we was talking before the podcast thing came on. I want to talk about a little controversial thing. I got two people to talk about. I want to talk about Froggy Fresh. You remember Froggy Fresh? Krispy Kreme.
Yo, wild.
Christmas song.
I've listened to this song. If it's the song you're talking about, we can't do it. But
that song, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I listened to that shit like 100 times because I was like,
is he saying it?
Yeah, I was like, bro,
he's definitely.
I know. I've read the dictionary numerous times. Like, I know a lot of words. All right, and yeah, that shit. I was like, there's got to be a word I'm not hearing in there.
Because there's no way he has the balls to say that shit, right? But he's definitely saying that, dude.
Yeah,
he's definitely saying that, dude.
That shit slaps though.
Oh, he can sing his ass off.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring him up because it's just like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just people.
So he won't be canceled behind that shit. He's not even really that big, right?
No.
He's known. But the lady in the mirror thing is what I wanted to bring up. Is she's a chick on TikTok who sings songs in the mirror. In her bathroom, drinking wine, doing her hair, playing, and then she has friends come in. They have like a whole little like routine and dance, and like it's all editing and shit. And people are mad at her because she likes to rap. She likes a bunch of rap songs and shit. So she's playing black music, right? But anytime the word comes on, she just isn't in the frame. She's good with the editing shit. So
yeah, right.
So if
what else she's supposed to do?
The word comes on, she's just not in the frame, and then she comes back, she keeps it right. You're not in the frame, and then she comes back and keeps rapping and shit. And people are like, oh, what the fuck? And it's like, would you rather her say it? Should we just start saying it?
No.
I mean, would that make y'all happy?
Absolutely
because
not.
like, there's no winning. There's no winning. The poor girl. But you know what's really dope is a lot of black like TikTokers and influencers have been coming on and being like, y'all are just fucking hating at this point. Like she's doing.
Dude, there's trolls. It's for
she's
engagement.
doing it the way that.
Yeah.
The best way to not piss anybody off, and y'all are pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Are y'all really like that sensitive? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
I think if you look deeper though, she don't give a fuck because
she don't.
The more people argue in your comments, the more views you get, the more engagement you get. And I think they do. I think they like that. Like, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about before that though? Froggy Fresh.
Krispy Kreme.
You know why he won't get canceled? Because the reason he won't get canceled is because.
Is it because people think he's retarded?
No, that's not it. Because the people that. All right, so I guess a certain amount of people can try to cancel somebody for some shit. You know what I'm saying? But it ultimately comes down to the person that it genuinely affects, right? Meaning, in this case, African Americans.
Blacks.
Yeah. So, in that case, they are not... People understand intent.
Sure.
And somebody being fucking ignorant. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm like... All that shit, all that woke cancel culture bullshit you're talking about, where if they tried to cancel Froggy Fresh, is like, it doesn't work in reality. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all people who haven't like grew up around culture, around like, You know what I'm saying? And understanding intent and climate. And I'm not saying like he should be doing that shit. That's fucking don't do that shit.
Yeah, it's just certain toes you don't.
But
step
I'm just saying like it's certain shit. Like you don't like to be called a bitch, right? But
no,
the intent,
right? I don't.
You don't,
right?
I mean, most men don't. You know, you don't like it more than most men don't. But at the same time, you understand intent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, you mean, man, you acting like a real bitch right now. Like, I get, but when it's like, hey, you a bitch, okay, okay. So we're doing that. Yeah, that's where we're going. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. But I think the cancel.
I think, man, you're being a little bitch. You're like, man, don't do that.
That's once. I get it. Okay, funny, but let's stop. Let's keep it there.
But like, it's just like, hey, man, don't be a bitch. Like, man, come on.
We know
I mean, you know what I mean?
Like our guy Garrett. You know what our guy Garrett told us one time? We was at work one time, and I was like, man, fuck you, man. And he was like,
shout out G Money.
Shout out G Money. You know what Garrett said to me?
Took it serious.
Sort of. He said, he's like, Ant, don't say fuck you to me, man. And I was like, man, come on, man. He's like, no. Fuck you is fuck you. All right. He's like, we can talk shit, we can have a good time, but just don't use fuck you. And I was like, respect. Yeah. Respect. You set your boundary. I got it. I don't like being called stupid. I don't like being called a bitch. It's like, you get maybe one or two of them, and we're laughing. Ha, it's funny. But then, like, once you do it, I'm like, now you're just being an asshole. No, like, now you're stepping on toes. We ain't got to do that. I won't call nobody. I just don't. When we get to name calling and shit, I just don't use words I know
pussy. Like you're a fucking pussy.
That's one that really that does it to me.
That step on my shoe.
That's like calling a woman a cunt. It's like they don't like that shit. Like I don't like that shit.
See, I'm not big on getting them. I don't get mad too much at just words. I don't like when a motherfucker tries to play me like not play me, but act like I'm stupid, like you said. Like it's different calling me a fucking stupid or
I might
idiot
do some
or
stupid
a bitch.
Shit.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying like on some other shit, like you trying to get over on me or like you think you're smarter than me type shit. That shit that pisses me off. Like and that's shit I'll call out. Like, come on, bro, you think you smarter than me? Like I ain't see that shit, or I wasn't privy to what you were trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be around a group of people that, especially people that don't know you. You know what I mean? Like I'll give you an instance. Me and Raven were going and she was trying to buy this car, right? So we were trading in. Like she had like
the worst experience.
She had one of them Saturn.
Hate Saturn. Not a View. No, it's not a View. I remember the car.
Yeah,
Saturn Ion. No, a View was the little SUV. Yeah, she had a Saturn Ion.
No, she had an SUV. She had the View.
She had the View. I thought she had a little car.
And it was a stick shift. It was the only stick shift SUV.
No, she had the little Ford. What the little Ford?
She had a little ZX2.
That was what it was.
Yeah, that was her first car. But then she had a Saturn View. Like, and I think that's what we were trading in. We were trading in the Saturn, I'm pretty sure. And
I do remember that car.
For like a Mustang or some shit.
Camaro.
No, she ended up getting a Camaro. I'm talking about this story. We were trying to trade it in for a Mustang.
Damn, she got out a lot of cars.
The girl goes through some whips.
Well, we never even got the Mustang, but they was because that's what happened. I went with her, and we told them like, how much is the? You know what I'm saying? Like, I told them straight up, like, look, this is what we're gonna pay. Like, I was like, if you make this work, we buying it. Like, period.
Sit there 4 hours, they write it up, and it's like.
Well, well, he wrote it up, and then he was trying to like, cause we were young too, so he was trying to like play me, and I was like, bro, I flipped the fuck out in there because they had our keys because they took the car back to like
keys right
dog.
Now,
that's what I told him. They I was like, Raven was like, I'm about to walk it, cause actually Raven was like, cause I was heated. I was like, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying. I was like, babe, go tell them to give you your keys. Because they're her keys, right? I'm like, go tell them to give you your keys. You know, and she walks up to, they're like in the glass. Like, we could see them. Like, we're sitting there like, the fuck? They're trying to crunch numbers. I was like, tell them to give you your keys. She walks over there, give me my keys. And it was like, nah. And then I stood up, and then they came with the keys, right? And we're walking outside, and they're still trying to talk to me. And I was like, nah, bro, give me my fucking keys. Like, You trying to dog? It was crazy. Like
I
at a
hate
car dealership.
I hate car salesmen.
Bro, these motherfuckers was teaming up on us and shit. Like they was about to sell me a car for some shit. Like I'm like, nah, the fuck, dog. Give me my fucking keys. Dude. I came with a car. We had a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't trying to play. Well, this and that and this. I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't how it works. Like we agreed on some shit.
I always bring it. That always reminds me of Chip, right? My father-in-law Chip. He's like him and Jimmy are like the best wheeling and dealing motherfuckers I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, there's somebody that, cause like me, I only go to a car dealership to get a car when I need a car. And that's a bad position to be in. When you're there on some, I really got limited options, like I need a car. Chip goes to the dealership like, I don't need this shit. I have a car. Yeah. I want something new. One time we walking around with the motherfucker and the guy said some shit like, the salesman was like, oh, yeah, let me talk to him about this. You know, maybe I could work something out. And Chip was like, no. Let me get something. Let's get something straight right now. Don't try to make me think like it's me and you versus them. It's me versus you.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get anything over on me than what this thing is worth. Let's go ahead and clear that out right now.
Period.
He's like, I'll walk away right now. I don't give a fuck. I got money. Yeah. I'll walk away right fucking now. Jimmy's even worse. Jimmy will walk up in that bitch and be like, how much is the car? $20,000? I got $12,000. Take it or leave it.
Yeah,
$12,000 cash. I'll walk out right now.
See, Jimmy bullies with like those tactics. You know what I'm saying? Like Chip is like my granddad.
They remind me of each other.
Like they show up with facts. You know what I'm saying? Like they show up and they know what type of oil you put in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They know what viscosity it has to be in that oil. You know what I mean? They can tell you who engineered that engine. You know what I mean? Like that's how they get down. Like my granddad,
I fucking hate
if he's even thinking about going to look at something, like it's a week of research easily. You know what I'm saying? Like.
But Chip ain't even a digital guy. Chip's going to the librrry.
That's how he's going to the
granddad can't even.
My granddad got a flip phone that you can't even text on, dog. Like, what are you talking about?
I hate salesmen. So check this one out.
Yeah, they don't fuck around. Dude.
I've never owned a recliner in my life. Right now, when I bought this house, I was like, I want a recliner. That's what I want. I got a fireplace. I want to put my feet up by the recliner. So I'm like, I'm going to get a recliner. So
that's a mistake, dog.
Well, so peep game now.
Nothing you can do in a recliner but sleep like a motherfucker.
It's fucking awesome. So, long story short, I have a recliner. But to get like through the process of it, I'm like, let's go shopping. And Christina's like, I know where we're going to end up.
Yeah.
But let's try to avoid going to Lazy Boy. She knows that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go, you get a Cadillac, right? When you look for luxury, you go Cadillac, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at little places here and there, and they got shitty fucking throwaway, little break in 6 months shit. We going to, and then shit like $200, $400. I'm like, that ain't it. So she's like, let's go to fucking Lazy Boy.
Yeah.
Walk into Lazy Boy, and this is what I hate about salesmen. If y'all are salesmen in the world, fuck you, don't care. Walked into this place, and as soon as you walk in, they rush you. Oh, hey, I'm so-and-so. I'll teach you everything you need to know about. Here's this, and that. And they hover. They're like, what? Like, so I'm like, I fucking hate that. Like, just walk in. I see your name. What's your name? Got you. Cool. See you in a minute. I'm gonna just sit on some shit. This motherfucker walked behind me and gave me the whole history behind Lazy Boy.
Yeah.
That shit were mad comfortable, dog. Ain't nothing like a fucking Lazy Boy. $1,200, $1,300. I'm like, I'm not giving you $1,300 for one chair. It's not happening. Right. So I get pissed off. Not really pissed off, but just annoyed. I'm just like, you fucking like hovering. Like, get the fuck away from me. You're not gonna get a sale that way, right? So I leave. We leave. Fuck you. Go to fucking some rooms to go or some shit. And I'm like, I'm down in the dumps. Like, I really wanted that fucking Lazy. I wanted it. I don't want to pay him. Motherfucker. So we walk. But as soon as we walk into rooms to go, same kind of shit. Dude, little young cat walks out and he's like, what's up, man? My name's Darnell, whatever his name was. He's like, what you looking for? I'm like, man, I'm kind of looking for a chair, but I ain't really. He's like, hey, man, cloth over there, leather over there. I'll be sitting right here. Come holler at me. I'm like, I'm buying a fucking chair for this kid. Right? I'm like, this motherfucker's getting a sale now, dog. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
What's up? Over there? You need me? I'll be sitting right here. And he didn't even look at it. I was checking on him. I was kind of like, why ain't this motherfucker following us? This motherfucker's on his phone. Wasn't doing shit. What did I find in this motherfucking store? Goddamn Lazy Boys, dog. They had them shit for like $300, dog. I was like, hey, this shit come with all the Lazy Boy warranty. Man. Went and found my man, and I was like, hey, I'm even giving this motherfucker a tip, cuz I was like, that's how you sell shit right there, dude.
But I feel like you should just be
you gave him a tip on Venmo?
You gotta be a salesman.
I synced it.
Yeah.
It wasn't on Venmo.
You gotta be a salesman.
No, that was the dude in Georgia. I tipped the bartender in Georgia.
That was it.
Yeah,
you need to set your shit private.
Aye, Captain.
If you're gonna be a
private
that
well,
bitch.
I
if
think
you're gonna be a salesman though, like I said, like my granddad and them, they would be perfect salesmen. Yeah. Like study that shit and be like, okay, I can give a fucking 10% discount on this. And then motherfucker walk in and be like, hey man, let me know if you see something. We got sales going on, bro. So just go pick you out one. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you think you're getting a deal, you're getting a fucking deal. That's why I tell everybody walk in.
What I think,
motherfucker walk up to the couch, it's $600. And like I already know this couch. I'm like, shit, that motherfucker got 15 on that couch. So I'm like, hey, we got him.
Well, I think he was a good enough salesman because this cat was bad. He was probably 22, 23 years old. Good looking, dressed nice and shit. I think as a good salesman, you know somebody who's in there on some I don't know what I want shit, and you're like, well, then maybe we'll try this, and I'll put you in front of the expensive shit. But he could kind of tell, like I was like, I'm here looking for something. I can fuck with you. He's like, okay, got you, cuz.
Well, I'm with you. I love when you walk into a store and somebody is present. Yeah. And announces himself, introduces himself to you. Like I like that. Yeah. But then chill. Yeah. But be available.
But this dude at the Lazy Boy joint was like, here, sit here. I sit down. I'm like,
nah, hell no.
Then you almost
tell me. You gonna tell me where to sit?
He was like, here. He was like, try this one. I sit down. He's like, it's nice, right? It's like, yeah. Of course
you sat down.
I did. This shit was mad.
Don't make me call you the words you don't like to be called.
Dude, this shit was mad comfortable. But I wanted to look. I wanted to sit in the motherfucker.
Yeah,
take it easy. Fuck you is fuck you. Huh?
Yeah.
So he was like, well, we got this one. Try this one. So then like they're just like hovering around you. So you like almost got to like put on a show. Like, oh yeah. This is nice, cool. Yeah, I don't want to be rude.
Nah, I would have been like, hey, man, I'm just going to look, and when I need something, I'll come get you. But thanks for talking to me first.
He was just, he wanted to sell.
Don't play.
So,
if you don't take the hits,
you know what I compare to those two? And I'm not a fan of these establishments, but this is what I compare them to. Strippers. Fucking, I respect your hustle, but I am not a fan of going to those places because I ain't with the fucking.
I mean, the only difference is they have titties. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I came here looking for titties. Yeah. You have titties.
I want you to stay in here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't need nothing. I don't want nothing. I could have looked at you from over there, but I mean, you brought titties closer. Cool. You know what I mean? You're not a dude telling me to sit down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Just follow me around.
Look at my tits. Like, okay, cool. Awesome.
Like, dude, man, I've been fucking taking naps in there for my lunch break every day. Watch out, man. Be a little sticky over there. Like, nah, I ain't sitting in that shit.
So yeah, that's
So did you get a fucking you got a recliner obviously because you be sleeping in that bitch. You got a lazy boy? Then hey, what the fuck?
Fucking darn! I don't remember homie's name.
I just think if you're going to get a recliner, you just gotta go lazy boy, man.
Yeah,
the rest of them gonna break.
I tried to cheap out, but the homeboy gave me the motherfucking scoop. He was like, "Cuz,
got electric."
No, I don't fuck with those things, dude. I got the fucking the old school shit. Cuz the fucking when you go to sit down, it's like when you try to get out and shit.
Know.
The electric shit is cool, but it's like when you sit with your feet up, you're like, oh, the doorbell ring.
That's a lazy boy.
Nah, dude. Fucking my brother-in-law got one of them joints of shit caught on fire. Little electric shit like got struck by lightning or some shit.
No, fucking lazy boy, man.
I ain't gonna bullshit. The one I got was from fucking Big Lots. It was a $200 cheap one, like you talking about.
Hey, bro. I got the lazy boy for like $300. $400.
Did y'all boys? Everybody in the fucking 90s had a recliner in the living room.
No. Y'all
did?
I've never had a recliner in any home I've ever lived in, dude.
I've had one in every home I lived in, and homes I didn't live in. I lived in sometimes.
Dude, I feel like there's always one just in a corner.
I had one in my house up until a while ago, until I moved out of Pineview.
Yeah, I've never had a house that had a recliner. Oh, maybe a chair. My mom used to have like a big sitting chair that had like the big fucking
chaise lounge.
Like the fucking, it was bulky as shit. You had like the what is it? Ottoman. The ottoman in front of you and shit. It was like a set.
Yeah,
So it's like you could sleep on that motherfucker like comfortably.
You gotta have a fucking
but I like
recliner, bro.
Lay back, watch football. It's the shit.
And then Magnavox TV on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, them bitches was so heavy.
That don't work. You usually gotta have the little one on top.
Yeah, it's just like it turned into like there's some candles and another TV on that bitch.
It just turns
when it did work, it was fire though.
Sure.
Y'all, man,
playing Super Mario on that bitch, guys?
Yeah, dude. Fucking. That reminds me, man. Fucking. Where's Tyler? Tyler said he got a Super Nintendo, but it's one of them like TikTok Super Nintendos for the studio. Got like all the games on it.
I got one of those. Is it a digital, like a little plug and play thing kind of thing?
I don't know. He just said he was going to donate it to the studio.
Oh, word, man. I got one. I got the regular Super Nintendo. This motherfucker.
Because I think a couple podcasts ago we were talking Super Nintendo games with Derek and shit. When we were talking, and he was like, "Yo, I got one of them. You want to throw it up there?" I'd be like, "It'd be dope. I'll throw it up there. I'll make a little."
The only thing that we will need.
It'd be dope to like mount it up there on the wall so it looks like just art.
But the problem, no, I want to play that son bitch.
Well, no, I mean plug it in.
You gotta have either
so
wireless controllers or a really long HDMI and a power cord.
Really long.
Like really, because the controllers they give you, they got cords like this long.
I don't know what he's got.
I bet you it's what it is.
Well, I know he's got like this. I know the system. I'm saying I don't know if it's the wireless or the wired.
Can we pause so I can take a piss?
Where you going?
Make BP piss?
Okay.
I wish I was a fucking singer, dude. That would be so dope to be a good singer. I always said, like, if I could have any talent, it would be either singing or, like, any instrument in the world. Just put it in front of me and let me fucking take over on that shit. Violin. Let me play the fucking harmonica.
Mine would be billionaire. If I had anything.
Just so I'd fucking have somebody convince the world that I'm a good singer with $1 billion. A billion?
Yeah.
You ever see that thing where the chick walks up?
But you're right. Singing or drawing.
I would say drawing too, yeah.
Artists, singing, and for me, dancing would be cool.
Yeah.
But not up there with singing. Honestly, playing guitar and singing, like those two things together. Yeah. Or any instrument, like you said.
Yeah.
Like if I could play an instrument, if I could be a master at playing an instrument.
Would that be your superpower?
Yeah.
Your superpower would be like if they asked you. Like,
I mean, well, yeah. Like right now, I would take just master of an instrument rather than a voice. I think because I think like I could develop like some cool sounds with my own voice if I could just, which is crazy to think because I could master an instrument if I put time into it. Can't master your voice, so I guess you might just want to take the voice because you could always learn to play some shit. You can learn to sing better, but you got what you got, bro.
You got what you got.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've heard that in my life. You got what you got.
You got what you
Doc, you can't do nothing with this.
You got what you got.
Got what you got, sir.
I was talking about you earlier because of fucking what is it? Blink? Is it 311 or Blink 182?
I listen to 90s rock all day today.
Blink 182. Well, that fucking Crystal Meth song came on.
That's not Blink 182. Crystal Meth made you think about me.
Yeah. No, because like
it's Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind. My bad. Third Eye Blind. Well, who else I said?
Semi-Charmed Life. Yeah, you said Blink 182, 311.
So it was Third Eye Blind. My bad. Anyways, that song came on and I was like, did you know this song is about crystal meth to Lewis? He was like, what? I was like, I'll just let you know. If you're ever around Anthony and this song goes on,
he's going to ask you this?
He's going to tell you.
You know who told me that? My Uncle Dean.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah, but what was funny is like right when I said it, the very next line was that crystal meth.
I was taking sips of it to my nose and I wish you could get
no, where he says
crystal meth.
Yeah, that part. Doing crystal meth. And I was like, see, there it is.
It's the whole song, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, they were a great fucking band, man. They still toured, singing the same song.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. They were in Charleston like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. And they had, what's the other one I really like?
Wish you would step back.
Fucking.
The other joint.
My favorite, it's one of my favorite songs of all time, honestly. That fucking, how's it gonna be when you don't know me anymore?
That's one of your favorite songs?
Yeah, I don't know why. It starts with the maracas. Yeah,
that dude's talented too.
As we shot his scratch, as soft as a thumbnail scratch.
You know, one of the songs that I listened to
silence
the other day,
I can't ignore, like the hammock by the doorway. It swings empty. Or you spend time in.
The song I listened to the other day that I was like, damn, I didn't realize how much I liked this song was the Goo Goo Dolls' Iris.
That song goes super hard.
You know the story behind that song? They were
90s, 2000s.
It was great.
The story behind that song is Godzilla wrecked Japan.
No, the story behind the song was they were a band. They were together and all that shit, recording, touring, like not touring, but like just trying to make it, right? And the lead singer was like, "I'm done, dude. I'm just letting y'all know I'm not doing this anymore. We're completely done. And they were like all in agreement. Like, you're right. We've been doing this like I don't know how many years, but we're done. Fuck it. But hey, before we go, let's do one more song. Just one more. And it was that song. And that's the song that fucking put them on. So then they turned into the Goo Goo Dolls. And it was for that. There was like a movie.
That's Cap. That's got to be Cap. Come on.
Yeah, I just woke up and was like, hey, you know what's going to be a good lie to tell today?
No, not you on their part. Oh, I believe you. I'm talking about them. Damn. Yeah, I'm talking about them. That's it. Like, no fucking way, dude.
That's the story I heard.
All right, well, let's write a song, dude.
It's the last one we're ever gonna write. Again, dude. We're gonna do one more, and it's gonna be the fucking one to put this on. Let's name it "Pussy on the Floor."
Let's name it "Bitch Pussy."
Bitch Pussy. Bitch Stupid Pussy.
Nah, man, that's not.
Sit here, bitch. Let's name it that. Yeah. Let's name it. Sit down, bitch.
Oh man.
Speaking of bitches,
singing would be fucking fire, though. Singing would be fire.
Dude, Fred Durst is still out there, dude, singing these songs, bro.
Just like
killing it, bro. He's on tour with fucking
he does kill
Bubba
it.
Sparks, or not Bubba
dude,
Sparks.
Bubba Sparks was
No, I meant
dope,
to say
dude.
Paul Wall, but yeah, Bubba Sparks. But I was saying Paul Wall's still doing it. I think Bubba.
Yeah, Paul Wall didn't really. He
didn't have a lot, but he
had his. He came in with the Houston wave. Right? He did Mike Jones coming in there. The grills, the tipping on fofos, one of the greatest pizza ever.
Still
this is something that I fucking ponder a lot for no reason, is like I would probably take like 90s rock, and so like if you had just rock and rap to talk about, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm taking 90s rock with 2000s rap, and I'm taking 2000, you know what I'm saying? Instead of
leaving everything out of the 90s rap out.
If you had to, if you could pick, you have 4 choices.
Okay, I like this.
Well, 2 choices for rap, 2 choices for rock. You got 90s rock or 2000s rock, and you got 90s rap and 2000s rap, and you got to pick one from each category. Like, I'm probably going to listen to 90s rock and 2000s rap. I feel like you're going to get the best.
Okay. About it.
I just
about it.
Yeah,
about it.
Cause like
R&B, where do you go?
90s R&B is unfucking. But 2090.
Yeah, 80s.
No, 90s R&B.
Late 80s.
R&B.
R&B.
Yeah.
What's late?
There's some fire
R&B?
shit on there.
Luther Vandross.
There's
that.
Late 80s.
Nah, yeah.
There's
some good shit.
Belle Biv DeVoe was probably still a Belle.
Nah,
Belle
like
Biv
late
DeVoe.
80s, you got Whitney, you got fucking Bobby, you got.
Was Whitney? Yeah, she was. I want to dance with somebody. That's probably 89, 88.
Yeah, but that was coming out of the disco era. But you also got, yeah.
90s R&B is definitely better than fucking all that shit.
Either way, 90s R&B is best.
So you go 2000,
but I do like
2000s rap and 90s rock. That's a good combo. That's good.
I kind of think so.
That's fair.
I kind of think so because I don't know.
Well, think Eminem.
90s and 2000s is my shit though.
This is the greatest era of all time.
From
without question.
90, pretty much 95. You can have a few 94s and 93s in there, like that are.
Maybe the Chronic came out in 92.
Yeah, like
Doggy Style 93.
Yeah, like those could be drafted in, but
96 was definitely
like that's the transition
Reasonable
from
Doubt was
like
96.
Like to me, that's the transition from like LL Cool J and Big Daddy Kane and that generation. Even though LL kept going and had some dope shit in between, but then it transitions into like NWA and then the Chronic and all that shit. Right when it transitions from like NWA at the very end of NWA into like all the way up to fucking Nelly.
Well, 95 is a good one because 95 is when All Eyes on Me drops, right?
Yeah, Reasonable Doubt.
East 99 Eternal.
Reasonable Doubt's right there.
96
and
Reasonable Doubt. Yeah, man. Goddamn, 94, 95 was a great fucking era.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I could pick 10 years of rap to listen to all the time, it'd probably be like 1995 or 6. Like All Eyes on Me. The only thing is, I don't want to leave BoneThugz out because
they were like 94 though.
That's what I'm saying. If I go 95, 96, BoneThugz.
Okay, so really, BoneThugz popped off 95. The Crossroads was like
95, 2005 is like
say 94 was like when we got introduced to BoneThugz with Thuggish Ruggish Bone, right? So that was the Creeping on the Come Up album. Mm-hmm. That was the name of that album. Creeping on the Come Up was that album. But like 95, like the album that had the Crossroads on it was like
where they
their
blew
big
up.
shit.
Yeah,
that was like their big. That's what Easy died.
Yeah, that's 1995.
Easy died in 95, so then they fucking really popped off. First of the Month was on that shit. Like, dude, BoneThugz was that shit, bro.
Did you ever listen to that Corday shit?
Nope.
The intro?
Nope.
Jeff, look up Corday intro. I'll cut it out if I got to. If they strike me.
YouTube, man, y'all be fucking with us, man. Hope we don't get dropped for saying that, but like, man, we could have a great fucking podcast. We should have a DJ in this bitch. Anytime we bring it up, they just fucking wiggle.
Does that say? What's that say? I can't read none of them. It should be Corday the Crossroads intro.
It's short.
Yeah, it's short.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
It's only like a minute or two.
I think it was a couple songs down.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, that was a fire ass intro.
Can we talk about BoneThugz and Harmony for a minute? Just like a real quick minute. I know.
No.
Sit here, bitch.
I don't give a fuck.
Dude, when
Crazy Bone's the best.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, best rapper was Busy, but the best entertainment wise, I think it was Crazy. But when it came to styles, like whenever everybody was like establishing themselves, like with their sound, their style, and their this and that, like BoneThugz was so unique, and not just the fast rap shit, because I don't even think that was like their trademark thing. They rapped quick for sure. But I think it was the singy song, kind of like the harmonies and the melodies and shit that just made them stand out from everybody so much, and why they still have such a following to this day. Because obviously, you know, that shit faded out and got played out, and people like stopped fucking with it. Because
I don't think it really did. I think that, like, I was about to say, like, I think that's why you didn't like the Migos originally.
I fucks with them now, though.
You do now, but I think that's why you didn't like them originally, because they were getting compared to BoneThugz a little bit. And you were like, fuck no, these dudes ain't BoneThugz, which they're not. But that's what, like, they're the evolution of it. You know what I'm saying? Where you said that got played out of the, you know, Mr. Bone Collector and all that harmonizing. And then they were like, all right, so I need, like.
They were just like, they really operated as that's the way to put it. The Migos really operated as a group.
Yes,
the way that BoneThugz and Harmony operated as a group.
Even though BoneThugz had like harmonies, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, even though they have the singing harmonies, Migos, Beastie Boys, like, they're still doing harmony. It's just that's I'm glad I said that, because I feel like that's like what the Migos are, is like the Beastie Boys and BoneThugz combined. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, Beastie Boys are the first kind of people. I mean, I think other people did kind of shit.
They only worked well operating as a team.
It was a team, bro. Like, and they were finishing each other's sentences. Like, it's exactly what the Migos do.
Well, think about Wu-Tang.
Drop like,
the Wu-Tang Clan was like one of the biggest hip hop groups of all time, but in reality, there were 9 rappers that rapped together. Yeah, they didn't like help each other out. I always
felt like Creekside was like Wu-Tang, was like,
okay, that's good.
Like, we just did our own thing. Yeah. On every track.
Oh, it's my turn? Here's my turn. And then it's your turn? Okay, it's your turn. Yeah. And we help each other out, and we'll be together on the chorus.
We might do a little hook, but we never sat down and was like, this is what the hook should be.
Yeah, but Bone was like, we got a whole, like, the Beastie Boys' entire song was, nobody ever was, it was never like, yo, this is Mike D's verse. No, it was everybody's together.
Nah, you could tell they sat down and just, like, wrote shit.
I've listened to interviews with them, and they said, like, the way that they started out doing it, or the way that they sit down and write rhymes together is like, let's just sit down and make each other laugh. Like, let's just fucking kick our shit and just put it together like that. Yeah. I actually,
it's like we do that shit all the time, but we just don't like do it as a rap. And like, that's what I try and tell Derek, because I love fucking with Derek, because he tries to take me out of my element, but I'm like, my element's my element. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to get out of it. And like, if me and you were to sit here and like throw lines back and forth, if we just freestyling, we might come up with some funny blah 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 blah. But if we're writing some shit, if we put a beat on and write some shit, like,
Derek's on some ludicrous shit, right?
I'm talking about Beastie Boys.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I was just saying, like, Derek likes to get me onto that funny vibe. You know what I'm saying? But like, comparing us to the Beastie Boys, it's hard for us to write a song like that because we're not.
Yeah, it's just too.
We're gonna try to make it so fucking intricate and so fucking.
We've tried.
Yeah, it's just like tried. Yeah, it turns into like going down some fucking deep dark hole of like how fucking crazy can we make this verse, and
then we turn it to Kendrick Lamar, fucking making it way
way too fucking overheads, and it's just like I wish I had that talent of like just spitting some simple shit that's still got layers to it.
We do. It's just you. I know we both do. But me personally, I find myself settling, and that's why I'm like, nope, too simple. Can't do it. It's got it. Nope, not deep enough. And then it ends up turning into a Ritz verse. That's what she said. Speaking of Ritz, dude,
that's what she said.
Fucking, is he okay, dude? I mean, that's my dog, man. I hate
I almost had it too.
I hate to know that Ritz is going through it like that. That shit fucked me up, man.
Dude, yeah. I don't know what happened. Nobody's gonna say, so I'm like,
I don't think it was him that posted that shit. I think it was maybe a member of his team that was like speaking on his half, like, "Hey, I know I got this to do, I got that to do," but like, bro, man, like, I don't know, man, that shit scares me, dude. Because I know that on Instagram and shit, like,
you might be right. I didn't think about it that way. I was thinking like,
if he's been in ICU,
he's out now, but he posted that picture.
I would think that he's still posted.
He obviously didn't post that picture, like himself at that time.
That shit. Hopefully, I don't know, man. You know how I feel about Ritz. I'm a fucking Ritz maniac, but I felt the kind of how he's been going through his shit on that. He kind of what he shares with the public. I feel like he's kind of on the same shit as Doobie, right? Because Doobie be on that mental health weird. I'm not well mentally kind of shit. Apparently depression and all of that. And I don't know, man. Hope the best for him.
Yeah, well, I think it's. I don't know. Yeah, God bless up, Ritz. I hope you get better. Yeah, for real. But I think it's like, I don't know what's going on with him, and I hope he gets right. But I follow him. You're not really on social media.
Well, as soon as you sent that to me, I was like, damn, I wonder if he's on Instagram. I'll get on there. And it's like he posted it like 20 minutes before you sent it to me.
Okay.
Like, oh shit, damn. So his shit usually pops up on my shit too. I just don't be. Active like that.
But exactly. So I follow him on all that shit, and because he's dope as fuck.
Yeah, he's fucking super dope, man.
But it's like I've told you about podcasting. When you listen to a comedian, it's like you almost don't want to. The mystique is what makes it dope. It's like you almost don't want to know this person intimately.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because you're just like
Instagram almost fucks it up. Almost.
Yeah, especially like Ritz and Doobie, because they're artists that's had a tremendous. What would be a word below tremendous? If tremendous amount of success is Eminem, Jay-Z, fucking
astonishing,
a great amount of success, but they didn't get
above
to that
average.
But they didn't get to that upper echelon, and it's like
I don't hear that word much.
Yeah.
Above average.
Well, I'm saying, is it worse to have no success, pretty much, like a very limited amount of success, or is it worse to have some success? Because it feels like people that have some success, like get to almost there, have a really hard time letting it go and adjusting to.
Okay, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's like people like us, like we had some success, right, with the music shit, and possibly could have pushed harder and got farther or whatever, but never really got to the point of like a Ritz or a Doobie, somebody that like toured and, you know what I'm saying, like had that like on the cusp shit, and then had it taken away, you know, or lost it, and so they're trying, and like they might never build it back. They have their fans like us that stick with them and ride with them, but that's got to be hard to adjust to, is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's like, you know what I mean? And that's why I feel like they're more real with their fans, because they're really only a step above their fans.
Yeah. Only a step above normal life.
Right.
Yeah.
Is like, and they're probably, I don't know. I don't want to say in particular Ritz or this. I'm just saying people that have had like a level of success that is abnormal, and then to be forced to become back normal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you're like,
now I gotta go back to work type
yeah,
shit.
or like I don't go back to work, but I'm fucking like I'm struggling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
on the road and
my homeboys that have been working for fucking 10 years, or they went to school, or they did this, like they got a fucking house, they got a family, they got kids, and I've been touring, acting up, and now I'm back here and I make less than this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm a 37-year-old rapper, like, and that's hard. You know what I mean? Like it's gotta be real fucking hard. And they show me that it is hard. Like, you know, Caskey's super fucking
Caskey. He just dropped a freestyle like 2 weeks ago. My man Michael Hardwick, shout out Michael Hardwick. He sent me. He always sends me. He's always up on that shit. And he sent it to me, and I was like, dude, that's like one of Caskey's best verses I've heard in a long time. Yeah, that motherfucker is so dope, dude. I just don't understand how he wasn't headlining.
Well, Caskey is somebody that I very much admire. Caskey because he was on the cusp of that success, and him and Yellow Wolf, those type of guys, they found
such a great album.
They found a way to like make music and make a living, and I genuinely hope that it doesn't run out and they're not able to like make money forever off that shit or whatever. And like I don't think they care about being millionaires no more. Like they were able to like navigate it properly.
You know what I think? So speaking about, like you mentioned Yellow Wolf, I think speaking about him, I think he's at the level of success where he's like, I have enough to be so happy because I get to do what I love. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't have to fucking live super lavish. I'm just to where now I can just do. I don't have like fuck you money, but I do what the fuck I want money. Like, I don't have to go to work. I could just sit in the studio, make music, and just love my life all fucking day, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like
that has to be a great feeling.
Like you and I, for instance, doing this shit. If we just made what we make right now,
podcasting.
Yeah,
life would be fucking awesome. We'd have an episode for y'all.
And I feel like
every day.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like some artists are cool with that, and they find a way to do that, and then some artists struggle with it.
Yeah.
You know, struggle with being, you know, doing those big shows and doing those fucking, you know, chilling with those people and that thing. And I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the case with whoever we're talking about, but you know.
Well, we started with Ritz and the whole, and I hope he feels better.
Hey, shout out Ritz, man. I hope you feel better.
I hope he gets
you be killing shit. Like,
yeah. Killing shit. That's my dog. Yeah.
That's a good BoneThugz. BoneThugz meets Outkast is what I've always said.
I've always
Ritz.
said the same
like,
exact shit.
Is
he's
so
like
fire.
He's like the Atlanta BoneThugz, dude.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think I usually, anytime somebody brings up like fast rap shit, everybody always goes to BoneThugz. I always go to Twista. Like Twista was always like the fast rap shit, but like I think that I might have even said it on this podcast. I think that Ritz has the double time shit mastered. Like BoneThugz was singy songy, right? Twista was just fast. Ritz is like the perfect blend of the both, and he's just fucking.
Yeah, he does.
But so is Yella. Yella can kick that fast rap shit too.
Yeah,
man. I think
Ritz is smooth with it, bro. He's so smooth. He is real smooth. Yeah, for sure.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, shout out my cameraman, young Jeffrey.
Old foolish one.
Foolish.
That's my dog.
Shout out my co-host cousin Sal. Hey, first of all, what's best thing on your plate? When we come back, Thanksgiving done happen. Let me just say,
you ain't gonna like my answer.
You got spaghetti on your plate? What the fuck? Lasagna? Goddamn.
Nah, I go stuffing and cranberry sauce, dude.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna try that because I've always hated on that shit. But
Jamie Patterson talk all kind of shit if he hears where cranberry comes.
Shit. I like the giblet gravy. Giblet gravy goes in. Put that shit on everything on
mac
the turkey.
And cheese. Everybody should say mac
all
and
that
cheese.
Shit.
I forgot. It's just Thanksgiving.
Mac and cheese. Deviled eggs.
Ooh, deviled eggs? I'll eat all of them, dude.
Yo, my granny makes deviled eggs. I ain't even going to give y'all a secret recipe, but...
that paprika. Oh, talk politely. Speak with manners. If there's deviled eggs on the spread, I'm like, everybody get what you want. and I'm eating the rest. Like I'll eat all of them.
I'm grabbing three every time.
Yeah, I'm eating one while I grab three more, dude.
Deviled eggs gotta be top one. I
go stuffing and cranberry. If I don't have stuffing and cranberry sauce on my plate, it ain't Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
it has to be that way.
Just depends on who makes it.
All right, I like dressing.
Well, yeah, you gotta put the gravy on the fucking stuff.
That giblet gravy, baby.
I'm getting hungry, dude.
Giblet gravy, sipping on some
scissor.
All right, shout out my cameraman, Foolish
Jeffrey,
co-host Cousin Sal. I'm the Water Boy. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all's Thanksgiving, and thank y'all for watching. Think harder, work smarter. If you want it to grow, then just add water. Hey.
From a hustler.
I got that product pumping like a narcotic. Empty they wallet in the college fund they got for the keys. They can call me a problem, call it feeding from the bottom, but I bet you they be calling again. This easy math, speaking raps in these twickies here begin relapsing. My style have them weak and gasping till their knees collapsing. Come see what's happening, get higher than an eagle's ass. From my fire they'll find you lying in debris and ash. With your greedy ass, slow your position, ease the gas, bro, you over your limits. I swear there's no convincing that monkey on your shoulder whispering that this sober living only for the crows and the pigeon. What kind of flow you kick? My sole intention getting they soul, they Jones and they bones are itching. Overdosing victims probably end up as a co-defendant. No joke or kidding, they know that dopeness is hitting 246 and they only hope is I ain't closed for business.
Run for the three.